At East Gamers, this is Game Sergeant Scurry, and welcome to yet another unboxing video. So, previous unboxing, we opened this. What is this? It is the PowerA, what was it again? Enhanced Wireless Pro Controller. And yeah, going off my initial impressions video, this is like as good a third-party controller as you can get on the Switch right now. At least, you know, a traditionally shaped, you know, feel kind of controller. And yeah, even though I had high praises for this controller, you know, I liked that it had the little pinky, you know, like cheater buttons on the back. The sticks felt pretty nice. The D-pad's even good, and I like the mushy feel of the plus, minus, home, and capture buttons. But the weird thing is, for some reason, even though I really like this controller, I still end up, you know, using the standard Pro controller for the Switch. Even, I guess it has to do with, like, I must just prefer the bigger buttons, because I really like the larger buttons on the, you know, regular Pro controller for the Nintendo Switch. But that doesn't mean now. There's another controller that's very similar to that, and it was advertised along with it, and you guys probably know exactly what I'm talking about now. Well, and you also saw the title of the video. But there's another controller just like that. Well, this one actually might replace the Pro controller and any controller that comes after that. And well, we'll just go ahead and skip to that part right now. So I'll go ahead and switch to the desk view in 3, 2, 1, boom. And so yeah, here we are. As you can clearly see, it is, well, let's just read it. PowerA for one. PowerA. Okay, yeah. Wireless controller. Doesn't say Pro controller, but Nintendo GameCube style controller. Okay, they might as well have said GameCube style Pro controller, because that's what it is. So let me give you sort of a backstory on you know, my wish for the quintessential Pro controller. So all the way back to even when Smash Brothers for Wii U came out, when they showed that, hey, you can plug in your GameCube controller into your Wii U and it'll work with Smash Wii U. And as soon as they said that, as soon as they said you could use that on your for Smash, I was like, but Nintendo, why don't you just, if you're gonna remake a GameCube controller, why don't you just refurbish a GameCube controller and make a GameCube Pro controller? Give it all the functionality, all the buttons that the Pro controller has, but just give it the GameCube shape. Because yes, the GameCube controller is a beloved controller, and everyone loves that controller, especially for Smash. So this would be the perfect. Just look at it. Okay, now after that, like before that, we're gonna do comparisons. You see, these little controllers in the control. Now this is kind of making me even more excited than that controller did, just because it's a GameCube controller. So yeah, I'm gonna be making comparisons. I even have a real GameCube controller there. I have the Pro controller I unboxed last time, and a regular Pro controller, just to do comparisons of all that. So before we start opening this controller has answered my deepest the exact thing I've always wanted from a GameCube controller, if it's, you know, if it feels right. But anyway, okay, so it says let's flip it on the back and see what the features it says it has. Okay, GameCube controllers are widely known as the best way to play Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. That's not necessarily the reason I want this controller. I just want it because the GameCube controller is just the best controller, hands down. Except, yeah, even though I've said, hey, I prefer the mini Pro controller over the GameCube controller, but that's because the GameCube controller doesn't is missing a bunch of buttons, but this one is not. So anyway, Smash Brothers Ultimate. They didn't have to say Ultimate. They just could have said Smash Brothers in general because it's true. Pull off precise attacks with octagonal gated sticks. That's another good reason to get this controller. You know which direction you're pressing. Larger A button and nostalgic feel of this officially licensed. Okay, so it's officially licensed, so that probably means it's gonna feel fairly similar to the GameCube controller. If they're officially licensing it, then yeah, it's probably gonna feel very similar. Licensed controller. Bluetooth wireless freedom. Okay, so wireless controller includes motion controls. So this is like the wish list controller. I've even sent Nintendo sort of a wish list for a controller. I said, if you make a GameCube controller with with motion controls, all the buttons that are on my phone just rang for some reason, got a notification, all the trigger buttons, make the D-pad a tiny bit bigger, doesn't have to be huge, but big enough, and basically all the buttons you need on the controller, I would be satisfied. Compatible with all Nintendo Switch games. There's a little asterisk on the side. I guess all Nintendo Switch games that Pro controllers are compatible with, because not all Nintendo Switch games are compatible with the Pro controller. Flashing LED. Okay, yeah, duh. Includes yeah. So this is battery power, just like the this Pro controller here. Does not support HD Rumble, infrared, Amiibo, NFC. So the same omissions made to this same controller here. So that means we're not going to be feeling any rumble, not even just standard rumble. And like I said, I guess that makes sense because it's a third-party controller and it's not plugged in. Normally, if you're getting some any heft in the controller, it's usually something that would be plugged in. But everything else, and for some reason this feels even kind of heavy inside the box, and that could just be added plastic. The batteries are probably in here too. But anyway, also interestingly, that controller was visible from the outside, like it had a plastic outside instead of just a picture of it. But whatever, we're going to open this thing up, and you probably know exactly the first thing I'm going to do as soon as I get my hands on the inside of this thing. We're going to be comparing it to the ergonomics of the GameCube controller. Whew. If this is exactly what I think, if this feels and plays exactly what I think it is, this might be it. This might be the controller of the year, unless Nintendo makes their own, which I hope they do. I hope they don't just stop at this, because this, GameCube controller, hoo-ha, yeah, hooray, but Nintendo themselves makes the GameCube controller just wireless. I'm telling you, man. But anyway, let's get this thing open. Open. This box is kind of tough, too. I might be skipping through this if I don't get this open in 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7. I got it. Hooray. Oh well. Yep. Comes with AA Duracells, just like the other one did. Hey, that's fine by me. I got a silver one just because I have a black one, I have a gray one of an original GameCube controller, but I don't have a silver one, so hey. Okay. Whoa. I'm kind of fanboying out over here. And we got instruction manual. Yep, don't choke on the analog stick or something. This is just a casing. Okay, and that held the batteries. Okay, was that one in? That one was in a plastic thing, right? This one's in like a plastic wrap instead of a plastic whatever. Okay, I'm not holding it like a GameCube controller yet. I'm just looking on the outside. It looks nice. Now, one of the things I noticed, even from looking on the front of the box, is these grips look a little thicker than, a little like wider from from left to right than the original GameCube controllers thing did. But I'm not going to judge it yet. First of all, we're going to bring this one out just to like match all of the, just to see how it compares as a Pro controller. So you see, you got the plus, minus, whoop, you're not seeing it. Plus, minus, home, capture, A, B, X, Y, C, stick, D-pad, really big D-pad, nice. Analog stick, okay, good. It is rubber. It has rubber on the top. Not this one actually feels like plastic, or not very tactile rubber. At least if it's rubber at all, it don't feel like rubber. This one feels a little more rubberized. Okay, I guess not Z buttons anymore. L and R bumpers. They feel more buttony than the other ones. This one, it does have the analog trigger feel, but it doesn't have as much travel as the analog triggers on the GameCube, the regular GameCube controller, which is, I guess, is helpful because there are no games that use analog trigger functionality in the first place, and I'm assuming it doesn't register until you click it, and so having less travel means faster button presses. Okay, now let's bring out what we're really comparing here, the actual GameCube controller. Now, I'm going to give sort of a looks like it's got about the same width. That's good. So what I'm noticing right away is because this is where the rumble comes from. The rumble, I've actually opened this controller before, and the rumble like disc or whatever it is, the weight is in here, and since there's no rumble, there's nothing in here, and I guess that weight is going to come from the battery. So actually, let me go ahead and put the batteries in there, since we got batteries. Batteries included. Wow, who would have thought opening batteries would be the most difficult thing to do on here. Don't worry, I already have batteries saved, open already, so we don't have to worry about that. Is this thing... Okay, batteries work, good. Whatever. Now, the piece of resistance, or not piece of resistance, what am I talking about? The main event here, I'm going to hold this GameCube controller for about 2 seconds. Okay, love this controller, right? Now, how is this going to feel? Because like one of my first few videos, same thing with what I was talking about with that one, I had a GameCube style PDP controller that was actually a like it was supposed to be a classic controller that you plug into the Wii remote, and that one felt like a piece of junk. Now, is this going to feel as junky as that controller? Well, let's see. Calm down. Oh my gosh. This is really something, I'm telling you. I'm noticing very, very little difference. The only difference I'm noticing is that both the grips on this controller are both a little wider, like up and down, and a little kind of thicker left and right. But that is a minor difference, and it's actually, I don't even think it's a hindrance. Yeah, you can tell, like, I don't know if you can tell from that angle, but I'm seeing, like, from what I see here, yeah, there's definitely a different shape going on here. So, but other than that, I think I found my main controller here. And let's go off weight. I think the batteries make it feel, I think it feels almost exactly the same weight as this, actually. That's where I'm thinking. Okay, and this, let's compare this weight. This one's definitely a little bit heavier, and I think that's because it has 2 extra buttons going on. That may not be the reason, but I'm making that the excuse as to why that is the reason. Now, another reason I like the ad for this controller. The D-pad here is real big, and I'm pressing it like I would a normal D-pad, and yes, I really like it. Now it does feel like it's not a pivotal D-pad like this one is, but I don't even think Nintendo's D-pad is like that anyway. So, and I know a lot of people have problems with that, with the D-pad on the Pro Controller, but I personally, I really haven't had problems with that. And I haven't had problems with that either, but I haven't used it a lot either. So, but I think I'm really liking this controller. Yeah, okay, so you can unscrew this. I'm not going to bother with that because the shell is obviously shaped a lot different, probably on the inside, than the regular GameCube controller is. Because I've modded one of my old GameCube controllers, but yeah, this feels great. I even like the sticks. I will say, I think the sticks on the original GameCube controller feel definitely more refined. Can these click in? They can. Oh shoot! Yes, they can click in. That's a fine sort of trade-off, I guess. Buttons, they feel just like you would think they would. Yeah, travel on the triggers is obviously a lot shorter because it's not meant to be like that. Yeah, I think this is the new main controller. And that's really all I have to say about this. Now, you know what I will do? The same thing I did with the video involving this controller. We're gonna play some Splatoon with this controller and see if a GameCube style controller is what you should be looking for when playing Splatoon. So we're going to switch to the Switch being right here in 3, 2, 1, boom. And well, here we go. So I just paired up this controller to the Nintendo Switch, as you can see, D-pad, left, right, up, down, and we're going to pop in Splatoon. Not pop in, just gonna hit. It's downloaded, so I don't have to worry about that. And yeah, so we're gonna play just one match of Splatoon, and yeah. Now I feel like once I get used to this thing, I might even ditch that controller if I get used to this thing. Oh, I don't have that. Well, whatever. Yeah, I didn't have an auto membership sign up, so I'm gonna have to sign that up later. Yep, controls very similarly, obviously. I mean, other than the button layout, it's pretty much the same controller. Okay. It's just hitting Y to set the like Y on top to reset the cameras. You know, messing me up a little bit, but whatever. Jumping over here. Yep, I'm liking it. Nice. I missed that for some reason. C stick is, you know, I mean, it's the C stick, but it's still a better C stick than the DS or the 3DS XL's new 3DS. Sorry, C stick. I do kind of wish though that they would have made this analog stick just a regular analog stick. They went out of their way to just remake the controller. They could have just like made the analog stick bigger and still kept the C stick branding on it, or C stick you know, icon or whatever on it. But whatever, I'm not really complaining. It's kind of a complaint, but it's not, you know, I'm not like, oh man, you should have done this, you should have done that. Okay. There was a nice door slam in in the background. I think, I don't remember how this level went, but I mean, I completed this whole game, so you would think I'd remember where a couple things are, but I mean, it's the first level, so it's not really a big deal. Yeah, I'm having no problem with this at all, surprisingly. And unsurprisingly, I mean, the other controller, you know, felt nice. Like I said, I'm actually what did I do wrong? Oh, I was supposed to, was I supposed to throw a bomb at there or something? I was. There we go. Easy. Okay. Yeah, I know I said I was gonna try and like watch what I'm doing from the camera, but no, I'm watching from the screen at an angle, and it's kind of messing with my eye, like with my sight a little bit, but whatever. I'm almost done with the level anyway. Right? I mean, we're coming up on, yeah, final checkpoint, whatever. We just gotta, wait, did I pick up that? I did not. Key. And yeah, okay, now click the right stick. Oh, I should have. Oh, it works differently now, I forgot. Okay, let's go. And we're done, hooray. Well, booyah, that's the Power A GameCube shaped controller. A GameCube shaped Pro controller. I love it. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you like, you know, if you like this video, if you're considering buying this controller, feel free. There's a plane going by, really loud plane going by right now. If you have any questions about this controller, feel free to ask. You can buy this controller. It's fairly expensive too. I think you already saw the price on there, but you can buy this at a GameStop, pretty much any store that sells controllers at the moment. But yeah, like I said, if you like this video, have any questions, let me know in the comments, leave a like, and subscribe while you're at it. So, take care, and carry on, I guess.